Thiruchitrambalam, Hara Hara Parvati, Pataye, Hara Hara Mahadeva, Sitsavesa, Sivasidambaram, தென்னாருடைய சிவனே போற்றி எந்நாட்டவர்க்கும் இறைவா போற்றி. திருச்சிற்றம்பலம். எடுக்கும் மாக்கதை இந்தமிழ் செய்யுளாய் நடக்கும் மேன்மை நமக்கருள் செய்திட தடக்கை ஐந்துடை தாழ் செவி நீள்முடி கடற்களிற்றை கருத்துள்ளிருத்துவாம். உலகலாம் உணர்ந்து ஓதற்கரியவன் நிலவுலாவிய நீர்மலி வேணியன் அலகில் சோதியன் அம்பலத்து ஆடுவான் மலர் சிலம்படி வாழ்த்தி வணங்குவாம். சைவத்தின் மேற்சமயம் வைத்த சீர் திருத்தேவாரமும் திருவாசகமும் உய்வை தரச் செய்த நால்வர் பொற்றாள் எம்முயிர் துணையே. தில்லைவாழந்தனரை முதலாக சீர்படைத்த தொல்லையதாம் திருத்தொண்ட தொகையடியார் பதம் போற்றி ஒல்லையவர் புராண கதை உலகறிய விரித்து உரைத்த செல்வமலி குன்றத்தூர் செக்கிழார் அடி போற்றி. ஆதாரமாகிய மாணிக்க வாசகர் பாதார விந்தம் மணிவோம். பண்டு செய்த தீதான பாவங்கள் எல்லாம் தீர்ந்து ஞானோதயம் வந்து கூட்டிடுமே. திருச்சிற்றம்பலம். திருநீலகண்டம். Thiruchitrambalam. Welcome back to the Periyapuranam Discourse series, Shiva devotees. As always, by the grace of the Almighty Lord Shiva, we are here to think through and worship the wonderful history of 63 Nayanmars. Let me pay my obeisance to the lotus feet of Devachekla Swamigal and also to the 57th Pandit of Kunambatti Kalyanapuri Adina Guruma Sanidhanam, Srila Sri Rajasarana Manikavasika Swamigal as well. By the grace of the Almighty Lord Shiva, let's go ahead and get started with Empiran, Uruthirapasupathi Nayanar Puranam. Uruthirapasupathi Nayanar was from a holy town called Thiruttalayur. Thiruttalayur was part of the great Chola's kingdom, and Devachekla Swamigal has written down a few phrases explaining the greatness of that city. We'll have a very quick look on one of them. So the town, Thiruttalayur, had many beautiful gardens and cool groves, and the Vedic chanting could be heard every day. And since the Vedas were respected, the homas were done on time as per Vedic regulations. The rains never failed to pour down in this holy city. That's why you may recall in Thirupasuram, Padigam of Triyansmandar, Valga Andanar. In that first phrase of the Thirupadigam, Triyansmandar Swami says, Vilga Tanpunal Vendanam Onguga. Valga Andanar Valvar Aninam Vilga Tanpunal Vendanam Onguga. So by doing homas at the right time without fail will ensure that the rain pours back and without any fail. So that's what we have seen in all the Puranas. Maninichola and I have done this. So doing homas as per Vedic tradition is very important. So the homas done by the Vedic scholars grow every day in this area, which brought heavy rains to the earth and the rich oases of fragrant flowers in the town give them very good honey. The cows were taken very good care of in that place, and the cows provide Panchakavya for Lord Shiva, Abhisheka and Archana. Panchakavya means the 5 key parts from cow that we get from cow: milk, curd, butter, cow dung, and cow urine is what we call Panchakavya. So when it comes to introduce Nayanar, Devachekla Swamigal says, Angan Managaradinade Arumare Vaime Tunga Vediyar Kulathinil Thonriya Thuyor Sangan Malvudayar Selumpon Malai Valli Panganar Adimaithiram Puri Pasupatiyar. Nayanar name was Pasupatiyar, but he got a title Uruthirapasupathi in front of his name as he chanted that countless times. So Nayanar was from Tiruthalayur, and he was born in Vedic community, Thungavedir Kulathinil Thonriya Thuyor. And he was a staunch devotee of Lord Shiva, and recognized himself as a slave of Lord Shiva. And Nayanar loved reciting Sri Rudra mantra non-stop, and devoted himself to the task of reciting Sri Rudram day in and day out. That was his service to Lord Shiva. Nayanar was very well versed in Puranas, Digasas, and Shastras. He would be chanting Sri Rudram all the time. Let me also give you some basic introduction about Sri Rudram. As Shaivist, you should be aware of this basic information about Sri Rudram. Rudran means the remover of suffer and trouble. Maharudran is what is referred in Sri Rudram. Maharudran is the one that removes all our troubles and gives us happiness and good health. It can be understood Maharudra, Lord Shiva, is the one who removes the suffering of our life, the endless cycles of birth and death. Though one of the Trinity gods is also called as Rudran, Brahma, Vishnu, Rudran, the name Rudra here in Sri Rudram refers to Maharudra. This is where we see a confusion nowadays. You can see people, Shiva devotees with Rudraksham, wearing holy Eshana, chanting Tirumurai, are against Sri Rudram. It's unfortunate. It's some of them are out of ignorance, some of them are doing it deliberately. But anyway, so Sri Rudram is very, very auspicious to us, and it is in the fourth Kanda, fifth Prasanna in Taittiriya Sakta of Yajurveda. It has 169 mantras and 11 anuvakas. Sri Rudram is recited during Abhishekam of Lord Shiva and also during Archana. If it is recited 11 times, it's called Ekadasha Rudram. 11, if it is recited 11 square, 11 multiplied 11, which is 121 times, is called Laghu Rudram. 11 to the power of 3, 11 cube, 1,331 times is called Maharudram. 11 to the power of 4, which is 14,641 times is called, we say Adirudram. You would have seen banners in the Shiva temple, Shivacharyas doing Maharudrayaha, Adirudrayaha. It refers to them. They recite Rudra these many times. So Sri Rudram is recited, when Sri Rudram is recited in a place, it protects the area of the recitation and also protects the person, the people who live in that place from negative thought. And I'm praising the greatness of Empiran Uruthirapasupathi Nayanar and Sri Rudram. So this land is being protected as we praise the greatness of Sri Rudram. And it's very powerful. It's very powerful because Sri Rudra has Sri Panchaksharam in the middle, just like the Mover Mudaligal Devaram. In Mover Mudaligal Devaram, Appar Swamigal Thirukuruthai, that was composed in Tirupaliturai temple by Appar Swamigal. It has Panchakshara in the middle of the Padikam. So in the middle of Mover Devaram, Panchakshara is situated. So in the middle of Sri Rudra as well, Panchakshara is situated. And Sri Rudra should be learned through Gurukula Paramparya. It cannot be just, I know everyone has access to internet. I can go in and just download Sri Rudram. There are thousands of videos in YouTube. It's all there. We can watch, we can listen, we can try to practice, but it needs to be learned through proper Gurukula Parampara. So it has to be learned through Guru, because Sri Rudram needs to be recited in the right pitch, specific moderate rate, rhythm, and utmost clarity of pronunciation. If this is recited perfectly, one could feel the bliss of the God. I have personally felt that many times when some of the great devotees recited Sri Rudram. So we covered a bit about the background of Sri Rudram. Let's go back to the history of Nayanar, Uruthirapasupathi Nayanar. Uruthirapasupathi Nayanar would get up at dawn, early in the morning. He would stand neck deep in the clear cold water. Neck deep in the clear cold water. And with raised hands like this, and chanting Sri Rudram. It's not easy. It is just not easy. Standing in waist deep water itself is not normal. So above this, standing in a neck deep water and reciting mantra, it is just not possible for trivial people like myself and most of you. I have personally tried chanting ShaivamOrg because I was so impressed by Uruthirapasupathi Nayanar Puranam long ago. And then I tried to chant ShaivamOrg standing with the neck deep water in Kaveri and other holy tirthas in temple. I could not do it. I was struggling to complete ShaivamOrg even in 5 minutes, because you will not be able to stand more than 3-4 minutes in the neck deep water. Maximum 2 minutes, 3 minutes, not more than that. But Nayanar has been able to stand in neck deep water for several hours and recited Sri Rudram countless times. So there's a difference between singing a song, any other song, and reciting Sri Rudram. Like I said before, right? It needs to be pronounced with the right pitch, moderate rate, rhythm, and utmost clarity of pronunciation. So it was not easy. Because that just shows if Nayanar was able to do that, which means Nayanar contemplated the final state of yoga, which enabled him to stand in neck deep water and recite Sri Rudram all day. So that was his service. Every day he was doing that, and he continued to recite Sri Rudram countless times with single-mindedness, day in and day out. Lord Shiva was very much pleased with his deep devotion and intense love, and then blessed him and gave him a place in Shivaloka right next to him. So Uruthirapasupathi Nayanar continued his service for a long time, chanting Sri Rudram, and then on one fine day he attained the lotus feet of Lord Shiva. So that's pretty much the story of Uruthirapasupathi Nayanar, and it's a very small story. We have very few verses in Periyapuranam, but it has a big message for us. One thing you also need to be aware, because there's a lot of controversy, discussion, and thought process going on in the Shaivism world in this century, unfortunately. So one group of Shiva devotees who are against Vedas, Agamas, Sanskrit, right? The actual Shaivism doesn't support that. Thiruchitrambalam Swamigal in today's Upper Swamigal Guru Puja. Upper Swamigal Guru Puja, Chitra Sadayam, Upper Swamigal said, Vadamoliyum, Tenthamilum, Maraigal Nangum, Anavan Khan. He specifically quoted that. Vadamoliyum, Tenthamilum, Maraigal Nangum, Anavan Khan. Ariyam Tamilodu is Yana, Upper Swamigal. And also Triyan Samdha Swamigal, we could see many verses in his hymns. Tamil Sol, Vadar Sol. He said, Swamigal mentioned that in Thiruchitrambalam Devaram. Tirumura Nayanar, Ariyam Tamilumudane Soli, Kariyar Karesidane, Vedanari Tali Tonga Milsaiva Torai Velanga, Periyapuranam. That's so very Devi Chekla Swamigal. starts Triyansanda Puranam in Periyapuranam. So Vedas are fundamental to Shaivism. And Sri Rudram was part of that. If someone is criticizing Sri Rudram, it's an unforgivable sin. You must stay away from that group or person. Try to correct them, but if they don't listen, stay away from them. So it's up to Almighty Lord Shiva to fix this. It's beyond our control. We cannot fix every problems in this world. But our Paramacharyas has given us a clear path. Our Nayanmar has chanted Sri Rudram. One of the Nayanmar, Uruthirapasupathi Nayanar of 63 Nayanars, recited Rudram, and he attained Mukti by chanting Rudram. So Sri Rudram is very, very auspicious, and whenever you get a chance, you can play it. There's a lot of very good videos in YouTube. It's also in ShaivamOrg. You can download and listen to Sri Rudram. All right. With that said, let's end the class for today. We'll see you in the next class. We're gonna talk about the great Thiruchitrambalam Nayanar. In fact, Thiruchitrambalam Nayanar Puranam is quite big, and there's a lot of hundreds of verses describing the greatness of the great Nayanar Kanchipuram. So probably we'll be spending 1 or 2 classes discussing, going through the greatness of Kanchipuram and Nayanar, and then maybe in the 3rd class we will get to Thiruchitrambalam Nayanar history. Thiruchitrambalam என்றும் இன்பம் பெருகும் இயல்பினால் ஒன்று கலித்துள்ளோம் என்கிடம் அன்றுளார் அடியார் அவர் வான்புகள் நின்றது எங்கும் நிலவி உலகலாம் திருச்சிற்றம்பலம். ஹர ஹர நம பார்வதி பதையே ஹர ஹர மகாதேவா. சிற்சவேசா சிவசிதம்பரம் தென்னாருடைய சிவனே போற்றி, எந்நாட்டவர்க்கு விரைவா போற்றி. திருச்சிற்றம்பலம். திருநீலகண்டம்.